Howdy Ramblers! This is another Ramblin' Bears beer review.
Yep, and today we've got the Bitter American from 21st Amendment Brewery, and that's right in our backyard across the bay in San Francisco. And although I think they may actually have a facility somewhere else. Technically it's an American Pale Ale, but by its name you can tell that it actually takes a lot of hints from being an American interpretation on an English bitter. Maybe I made that up, but I definitely get that. But very much a session beer, only 4.4% alcohol, 42 IBUs, and confession, this is actually the last of the 6-pack, so we've had this already, but we couldn't wait to tell you about it. So let's see how it smells.
You want to look at the appearance first?
Yes, I want to look at the appearance first.
The appearance is like a honey-colored amber, almost maybe orange. A little orange in there.
A little hazy.
Yeah, it is a little hazy.
Can't tell if it's just condensation, but I think it's a little hazy.
There's some good carbonation in there.
Yeah, definitely seeing some bubbles come up off the bottom, and when we poured it out, it had a nice, creamy, slightly off-white head.
It seems to have died down pretty quickly.
But it dissipated.
Oh, what are you smelling?
A little bit of a hoppy sort of, a really gentle hint of resin.
I guess it's a little skunky.
Definitely some floral notes and a little bit of citrus.
Very strong floral. You can definitely smell the hops in there. That comes through.
Not real heavy on the aroma, hops though.
Yeah, it's just
kind of kind of things you'd expect from a West Coast Pale or a West Coast IPA. All right, let's see how it tastes. Cheers.
Cheers. Light. It's very light and refreshing. It's definitely bitter, but not too strong. It smells a little bit stronger than it actually tastes.
Mm-hmm.
The floral doesn't come right away. It's almost a little bit bready at first, and then all of a sudden it turns floral when you swallow it.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a maltiness, a little bit of a chewiness up front, but being a 4% beer and I don't think being high gravity on top of that, there's not really, a lot of sweetness or anything.
It's definitely very drinkable. I think you could sit down and drink a couple cans of this pretty easily if you're camping or sitting by the pool or doing some sort of recreational fishing or something like that. Definitely would bring a nice little charm to somebody's afternoon.
It's got a nice wateriness, so it's actually refreshing. Mm-hmm. But the hops come in at just the right moment to get a little bit of a dry feeling towards the end. Mm-hmm. You do get a little bit of a chewiness up front, but not a lot of sweet notes of any kind. Yeah,
there's no sweetness. It's definitely all bitter all the way. It's not trying to disguise itself as anything different, that's for sure.
Definitely the hops, definitely a little bit of a piney hop and floral hops with the citrus kind of hanging out in the background. So if I was trying to rate this as an American Pale Ale, maybe give it 3.5 because it just doesn't quite have the punch. Mm-hmm. But going by the name and the fact that they're going for something highly sessionable, it's very drinkable. I think personally it's an interesting take. It does remind me a little bit of a much more hopped up version of an English bitter.
Yeah, agreed.
And with a little less malt too. So if you kind of put it in a category by its own, I'd say it's more like a 4-star beer.
Yeah, I think I definitely like it to have a little bit more punch. I like bitters a lot, so this is a pretty good take on it, and it's drinkable. But for me, personally, I would give it a 3, just because I just like my pale ales to have a little bit more kick, but that's just my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. I think it's very drinkable. It's a good session beer, and I think you guys should try it. I think you'd like it if you can get your hands on it.
All right, so the final verdict is 3.5 stars. We'll split the difference. Mm-hmm. It's a good beer. Go out and try it. I want to see more of this style. I want to see it grow.
And leave a comment if you've tried this beer. If you have any observations of your own, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook. If
you want to suggest more beers for us to try, then hit us up on any of those, or follow us on Untapped, where you can see what we're drinking. And until next time, ramble on. Cheers.
Cheers.